It's Daniel Rock 08 here on the 4th day of wrestling. I know I missed yesterday, so this is supposed to be the 5th day. So I'll make it up to you guys. I will do a double review tonight. So right now it is Starrcade 1999. On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. And I like to take all that, put in a great big stocking, turn that some bitch sideways, and stick straight up Vince Russo's Yankee Doodle Monkey Fat Candy ass. Because Starrcade 99 is a piece of garbage shit show. All it is just fucking swerve after swerve after swerve after swerve after swerve. Why do people don't want to get in the car with Vince Russo? Because he keeps swerving. That's why. Imagine if this was real life. Imagine if Vince Russo was a freaking manager at McDonald's, and when you went to order at McDonald's a Big Mac, instead Vince Russo hands you a fucking salad. Swerve. Well, this is basically what the whole fucking show is, because every freaking match has some sort of swerve in it. Alright, on the first match, we got Big Vito and Giant of the Bull versus Disco Inferno and Lash LaRousse. I don't remember who Lash LaRousse is. I think he was part of MIA eventually. But yeah, Big Vito and Giant of the Bull got this pinfall victory after some interference, of course. Now, let me tell you about Big Vito. Little Guido has more personality, more charisma in his little hand than Big Vito ever did in his entire body. This match was okay, but I hated the fucking ending to it. I give it a 4 out of 10. Now here's the ending. Freaking Big Vito and Johnny the Bull puts Disco Inferno in a body bag. Then they carry him to the back arena where there's a car. They pop the trunk. And instead of putting him in the body bag in the trunk, instead they freaking unzip the body bag, take Disco Inferno out of the body bag, and then put him in the trunk. Which begs the question, what the fuck was the point in the first place with a body bag if you're just going to take him out of it, just put him in the trunk? Come on! Next up, we have Medusa versus Evan Courageous for the Cruiserweight Championship. This match was shit. Now, this was cringeworthy. It was really bad. Medusa was just awful, this whole match. Medusa tried to do a pile driver, and it was so cringeworthy that Evan Courageous it was botched so bad he almost broke his neck, and it turned into a powerbomb. Evan Courageous had a valet out, and guess what happened? Swerve, the valet, turns on Evan Courageous and joins forces with Medusa and causes him the title match. This match is awful. 0 out of 10. Then we get Norman Smiley versus the freaking Meng. Now, I actually thought most of this shit was funny as hell, because here's Norman Smiley doing an interview with Mean Gene Okerlund, and he's so afraid of Meng. He asks, did it look like I wet myself? Did it look like I soiled myself? He bends over, and then Mean Gene Okerlund says, yeah, I think you did. It looks like you did. And he's like, really, I did? Oh, shit. The camera's out? Yeah, we're no longer on the air. I just liked it. The whole thing about this was funny, but it was still pretty bad. It's bad in a funny way. How about that? I give it 1 star, 2 out of 10. Moving on. Here we go. We got Jim Duggan, the returning faction of the Varsity Club. They take on the Revolution. And they are Shane Douglas, Asia, some big giant muscular bimbo bitch, Dean Malenko, and Perry Saturn. Basically, it's just Saturn and Malenko beating the shit out of Duggan. And it's just so fucking bad. And guess how this match ends? Swerve, the Varsity Club, turns on Jim Duggan and ends. This match is fucking garbage. A dud. Another dud. The second of the night. And it doesn't get even better than that. We get another mixed tag match here. We get another mixed tag match here. This time around, it is booked. It is the Harlem Heat with Midnight, another some muscular bimbo bitch, taking on Kurt Hennig and two bald dudes who I don't fucking know. This match is also really, really bad. Another dud. Alright, next up, we have another fucking dud. We have Vampiro versus Steve Dr. Death Williams here. This match was just botch, and bad. Another dud. A third straight dud. It is bad. Bad match. And what's worse is you have Ed Ferrara doing commentary. He's locked inside of a cage, and he's doing his whole stupid Jim Ross gimmick. And oh my fucking god, this was bad. It was basically like Vampiro was supposed to beat the shit out of Oklahoma, but he doesn't. Oklahoma, for some reason, they thought it was a smart idea to have Ed Ferrara to have an upper hand on Vampiro. And it has to be freaking Vampiro's misfits to help Vampiro beat Ed Ferrara. So you're fucking telling me Vampiro can't beat Ed for fucking Ferrara? What the fuck? Minus 2 out of 10. That was terrible. Then we get a bunkhouse brawl match, which is basically no holds barred. Dustin Rhodes versus Jeff Jarrett. This was fine. There wasn't any bullshit. There wasn't any shenanigans crap. Except, and towards the end of the match, Kurt fucking Hennig comes out for no fucking reason at all, just to fucking come out, cost Dustin Rhodes the match, and then Jeff Jarrett hits him in the head with the guitar for the victory. Jeez, how many times do we have to see Jeff Jarrett hit someone over the head with a guitar and make some fucking money out of it? I give that a 4 out of 10. It wasn't too bad. Next up, we have Diamond Dallas Page versus David Flair. Yes, DDP is in a fucking match with David Flair. Guess what? It has to have a stipulation. A crowbar on a whole match. But you see, the thing is you're supposed to get the crowbar and beat the shit out of your opponent with it, but it doesn't even come into the match. The crowbar does not get used in the match. We have a gimmick match here where the gimmick doesn't get used. Diamond Dallas Page tried his best to make David Flair look somewhat decent. He tried his best here, but his best wasn't good enough. It's still a cringeworthy match. It's still bad. 3 out of 10, just to give David Flair some slack there. Alright, next up, we have Sting versus Lex Luger. Sting and Lex Luger I always thought they were like the modern day WCW version. They're like the WCW version of the Brothers of Destruction. Working together, and then they hate each other again, then they're a rivalry again. They love each other, they hate each other, they love each other. Same with Sting and Lex Luger. First, they're best friends. Then they hate each other. And then they love each other. Then they hate each other. Oh, the NWO is here. Let's team up again. Oh, you attacked me from behind. I think you're joining them. I don't like you anymore. We're enemies again. Oh, Wolfpack. Oh, we're best friends. Oh, you didn't turn your back. Oh, we're best friends again. Now we hate each other. It would be fine, but here's the thing. Vince fucking Russo, this match has to be Russofied, which means you have overbooked insanity, nonsensical action, shit that doesn't need to happen. So you have Ms. Elizabeth didn't want to be with Lex Luger again, and she wanted to be with Sting. But the swerve, of course we have to have a swerve, Ms. Elizabeth was going to mace Sting and rejoin with Lex Luger. But Sting knew she was going to turn against him. Because he knows, that she knows, that Luger knows, that Russo knows, that we all know that she's going to turn her back against Sting and mace him. But instead, it's Silly String that she uses on Sting. But for whatever fucking reason, she gets embarrassed, but later on in the match when he has a Scorpion Deathlock on him, here comes Elizabeth with the baseball bat, hits Sting in the face with it, and Lex Luger loses by disqualification. They beat the shit out of Sting. What the fuck? You swerved the swerver just so you can get swerved in the end. Crisscross. 1 star. 2 out of 10. If you just let bullshit not happen, just let it be a match, it could be good. Then we get to the match that pisses me off the absolute most. We get Kevin Nash versus Sid Vicious in a powerbomb match. This match defines all Botchamania. This is the reason why Botchamania exists. First off, it's a powerbomb match, which means the way you end it is by you have to hit the powerbomb. So first off, the first botch is the promo leading up to it. Sid cut this funny ass promo. Everyone knows you're half the man that I am. And everyone knows I have half the brains you do. First botch. Second botch. In the match, Kevin Nash hits an accidental chokeslam. Third botch. He pins the fucking man. Fourth botch. The ref counts the pin even though it's not a pinfall. Even though it's not supposed to end by pinfall. Fifth botch. Sid botches a powerbomb. Sixth botch. Fucking Jeff Jarrett comes out again, which is a botch within a botch. Then here comes the ref again. Kevin Nash, the ref's out. He gets the ref back up, and he does this. I did that. I powerbombed him. And the ref fucking looked at him and raised his hand and believed him. So he doesn't even powerbomb him. The match doesn't end with a powerbomb. The match ends with Kevin Nash saying to the ref, I powerbombed Sid Vicious. And the ref, like a dumbass, believed him. -3 out of 10. Fucking Botchamania all over. Swerve the fucking swerve just to swerve us. Then we get a ladder match for the United States Championship match for the United States Championship, Chris Benoit versus and defeating Jeff Jarrett. This was a spectacular ladder match. I'm going to overrate this an 8 out of 10. Top of the ladder, diving headbutt on Jeff Jarrett, and then he climbs and gets the U.S. title. It was so good. And the reason why I'm overrating it and giving it an 8 out of 10, although it really deserves a 7, is because it was so mind-blowingly refreshing to not see any swerve, no interference, no bullshit, no overbooked insanity. You just have Benoit, you have Jarrett, you have the United States title hanging above, and you let the two fucking beat the shit out of each other. Is it so fucking hard to do, Russo? 8 out of 10. Moving on to the main event, we have Goldberg versus Bret Hart, and this gets killed by being Russofied. 1 ref bump, 2 ref bump, 3 ref bumps. And you know, Bret Hart goes on this whole rampage, making everyone feel sorry for him because he got screwed in Montreal. What happens in the end? What's the finish? Montreal 2.0. Except it's reversed here. Here comes Roddy Piper with a ref shirt on. Bret Hart has a sharpshooter on Goldberg, and he tells the bellkeeper to ring the fucking bell. Then Piper grabs the belt, walks up the fucking ramp, and then Bret follows him like, what the fuck's going on here? Piper turns around to Bret on the stage, hands him the belt, and he raises the belt high in the air, declared the champion. Why the fuck did he walk up to the fucking stage? Why is Bret Hart, if he wants us to feel sorry for him, why did he went for this? He should have slapped that and said, Russo, I ain't doing that shit. But instead, he goes for it. Hypocrite. Just like CM Punk. 6 out of 10. When they were wrestling, it was good. When there was bullshit, it was bullshit. And also, this was the match that had the kick. 99% of you know that kick is the kick that basically ended his career of Bret Hart. He had maybe 1 match or 3 matches afterward, but that was it. Overall, Starrcade is like a 1.8 out of 10. I'm running out of time. And here we go. I am going to watch In your house, it's time. It's time. It's Vader time, baby. 1996, here we come.